What's good, everybody? What a crazy fight card we just witnessed. The main event just wrapped up. The decision got announced. What a fucking fight night, man. This has been one of the most, one of those fight nights I did not care about coming up into it, but this shit over-delivered so hard. An amazing main event. Even if I got my pick wrong of, picking Fluffy Hernandez, it was an amazing, amazing main event. We had so many finishes in the first and second rounds. Just crazy all around. Every fight was good. The fights you think are not going to be good. Chanel Dyer versus Elisa Reed. That ended in a fucking knockout, right? Jackson McVeigh, Wes Schultz. Fire fight. Finish at the beginning. This fucking Stan Dorsvalini versus Gage Young. A banger. 3-round decision. Just like this guy came in on short notice. Made it look amazing. Looked great. Won 2 rounds. The second and the third for sure. Man, what a fight, what a card. Honestly, great results all around, even if, we're going to talk about some of them later. Actually, let's just get into it, man. This shit was crazy. This Fluffy versus Rodriguez fight was insane. First round, they come out, they clinch. It's pretty close. It goes to Rodriguez because he's doing more output. Anything Fluffy's doing, it's kind of, clinch work, a little bit of boxing, and then more clinch work. Second round, it's so bad for fucking Fluffy. He looks horrible. He's getting dropped with leg kicks. I'm thinking, oh man, this fucking guy's chinning to the body and he's chinning to the legs. My pick is cooked. And then at the end of the second round, honestly, one of the best second rounds I've ever seen, ever. One of the best rounds, period. This guy comes back, gets a takedown on fucking Rodriguez, starts emoting, starts getting, threatening submission, start moving. Beginning of the third round, end of the second round, Rodriguez looks so defeated. Just like, man, this guy won't stop. He won't stop coming forward, right? He loses that round based on Fluffy clinching him up, threatening the takedowns, taking him down. Rodriguez gets back up. It's a control win for Fluffy. I really like how Fluffy, was clinching up against the fence, disengaging for a little bit just outside of kicking range, but inside boxing range, piecing up 2-3 punch 4-punch combination on Rodriguez, and then shooting back in on a takedown, or even if it's not a takedown, he was shooting back in on the clinch, closing the distance so that RoboCop Rodriguez didn't have any distance to move forward. So just a great game plan for Fluffy. But Rodriguez was just better. He goes out in there in the fourth round. After a really bad third round, I'm thinking, man, fourth round submission pick is looking so good for me. Fluffy's going to go out there, do the same he did in the third round. Rodriguez is going to be tired. Bro, Rodriguez comes out there rejuvenated. Fucking the second wind of all second wins. I've never seen a guy of this guy's age get a second win like that. Insane. Wins the fourth round. Drops Fluffy a couple more times, I believe. And in the fifth round, drops him again. Hits him with some really hard shots. And Rodriguez looks at certain points like the fresher fighter against Hernandez. But regardless, man, this fight, neither guy lost any stock at all. If Fluffy had won the decision, it would have been a robbery because I believe he only won the third round, even if he had a really nice end to the second round. But it would have been such a banger fight regardless. What an amazing performance from both guys. They looked amazing. They looked elite. Great, man. Fluffy should not lose any stock from this fight. Rodriguez was just a really bad stylistic matchup for him. I picked Fluffy because I was very doubtful of the cardio from RoboCop, especially seeing, that Cannonier fight and how Cannonier was able to finish him, basically on cardio, chinny to cardio. But Fluffy, he needs to start learning to, to check leg kicks. He needs to find some different types of takedowns out in the open maybe, because he has really slow double legs, and up against the clinch he has, he threatens the single to the body lock to the single to the double leg to the trip. He threatens those against the fence good, but if his opponent's prepared for that, we saw he has no answer for that. Or he needs to become more active on the feet in that boxing range, disengage more. Use the clinch as a tool to disengage and get into your boxing more. But regardless, man, I don't want to critique Fluffy because they both looked amazing in this fight. I think what's next for Rodriguez is fighting Pyfer. Pyfer's not next for the belt. It has to be Imavov. It could be, a Chimaev rematch, DDP. But all these guys are ahead of Pyfer. And this is just to be a fireworks matchup. I could see we have 2 power punchers. You think, it's going to be a first round finish. I could see this being a boring 3-round fight. But more likely than not, it's going to be fireworks. These guys both love to push forward, put on the pressure, put on the gas. They both fight like they have something to prove. So give me Rodriguez versus Pyfer. Make this the main event of Fight Night Philadelphia or whatever. Or put this as the featured fight in Rio or co-main in Rio. I don't care, man. But make this fight. This would be fireworks. And for Fluffy, bro, feed him MVP. Get this man a win. This is one of my new favorite fighters in the UFC. I don't think I've ever smiled so much watching a fight. I've smiled watching Pereira knock out Ankalaev, but before that, I was nervous, bro. As soon as this guy shows up on screen, Fluffy, he's smiling. He looks devious, bro. He looks like he knows something we don't. At the beginning of every exchange, he's smiling. At the end of every round, he's smiling. Right? Coming in between rounds, he's smiling. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker don't got a care in the world. It's just, man, what a guy. What a fucking guy. I loved watching him fight. Loved watching him in this fight. I liked watching him in this Strickland fight. It was very entertaining. I've loved watching him dismantle all these other guys, you know. Who else? Who else he dismantled? Like Roman Dolidze? No. Was it Roman Dolidze he dismantled? No, someone down. I'm forgetting these names now. But he fucked up some people. I loved watching him fuck these guys up. Feed him MVP, man. I don't like MVP. I think he's boring. I think he's a little bit on like a... He's a great striker, whatever, but you have to be an MMA fighter. And Fluffy is going to struggle to get his hands on him. But MVP doesn't have the power to hurt Fluffy. I've never seen MVP, you know, get a body shot KO. He doesn't hit really hard leg kicks because he's always in that karate stance. And if you guys know, you can't generate torque if you're that high in the karate stance. Like, you can generate torque on your hands, but you cannot generate torque on your hips like that. So, give me Fluffy winning that shit by decision. Absolute cinema. We need Fluffy to get a win because this guy has been looking so entertaining. Cannot have him go on a 3-fight losing streak. Alright, no way. Fluffy, shout out to you. Great performance. Didn't lose any stock. Doesn't deserve to fight like much lower in the rankings. Okay? Great fight. Great performance. On to the next fight. Petrino beating fucking, who was it? Sergey Spivak. I don't even know. I always get him confused with Marcin Tybura. two fat fucking blobs. Give him the loser of Blades versus Acosta, honestly. I mean, this heavyweight matchup is next. I was looking to get him against Acosta. Since at heavyweight, we have the whole Tom Aspinall situation. We have the whole, like, you know, who's next with this guy and this guy. And Volkov's been deserving a title shot forever. And, you know, we might sign Ngannou. Like, we have a whole mess in the title picture. Waldo Acosta was supposed to get it next, and he lost to Volkov. Neither of these guys deserve a title shot, even if they win this fight against each other. So give the loser to Petrino. Maybe give the winner to Petrino if you're feeling extra spicy. Either way, it's a fresh matchup. It's an explosive heavyweight versus a heavyweight that has really good and slick boxing, and a heavyweight that's really well-rounded, and is probably going to take Petrino down to the ground if he can. Because we saw Sergey Spivak didn't suit a fucking single takedown, it feels like. Like, that fight was crazy boring for how exciting I thought it was going to be. I picked Petrino by round 1 knockout. He got the decision, man. It is what it is. But, you know. Fuck it, we ball. Alright, on to the next fighter. And no, I'm not fucking matchmaking Sergey Spivak. Do with him whatever you want. Reiner de Ridder gets it done by KO, man. I had him by submission. No, I had him by decision. My homie had him by submission in round 2, I believe. So, shout out to her. But Reiner de Ridder defeats Roman Dolidze, makes Roman Dolidze look like a bum. Low-key like the bum he is, I'm not gonna lie. Because this guy, coming out of Georgia, does not fight like a Georgian at all, bro. Like, you are not Merab Maxing, you're not Alexandre Topuria Maxing. Bro, like, lock in, man. Reiner de Ridder gets it done. You know, Roman Dolidze goes for a fucking leg lock. I'm thinking, I've never seen this guy go for a leg lock. But in the post-fight interview, de Ridder's like, yeah, man, I knew he was gonna do that. He always goes for leg locks at the beginning of the fight. So I guess I've been watching the wrong tape, bro. My bad. I mean, he literally knew something we didn't. All right. So de Ridder gets it done by KO. I wouldn't think I've ever seen a Reiner de Ridder hands KO. You know, he got the knee KO against Bo Nickel. Best hate watch of my life, by the way. That shit. And watching Bo Nickel lose via body shot and watching Paddy Pimblett get pulverized over 5 rounds, they've been the best 2 hate watches I've ever had in my life. And that Dominic Reyes-John Jones fight. But watching those 2 fights have been amazing. De Ridder, I never thought, even if you got that KO with your knees, I'd never think once in my life that you'd get a knockout with your hands. So shout out to you. TKO knockout over Dolidze. Dolidze, you're a bum. Give him to Saidov, bro. Undefeated prospect in the light heavyweight division is going to get de Ridder ranked if he doesn't get ranked already. I wouldn't be surprised because of how shallow this division is. But de Ridder looked great. He looked good for the division. He looked sharp. He looked strong, and he was super emotional. I'm very happy to see him win. I have one of my very close friends is from the Netherlands, so shout out to you if you're watching this. You're not watching this, but shout out to you. And yeah, man, on to the next fighter. Now, Medeiros gets an upset win over Mason Jones. What a fight, man. For the little amount of time it lasted, this lasted 1.5 rounds. What a fucking fight. This guy, I'm going to talk about him in a second. But this guy's game planning was so crazy for that fight. He hit him with the elbows on the exit of exchanges, and they landed flush. The 3 times he hit him, they landed flush. This guy goes out there, low-key pieces up Mason Jones. Again, Mason Jones is a tough out no matter who he's fighting. You're never going to get this guy like flatline knocked out unless it's way later in the career or a really hard power puncher. Made him look like over time, slowly pieced him up, kind of picked him apart. It just seemed like he was the guy that had the better game plan in there. And it was a great fight for the little amount of time it lasted. Give him to Grant Dawson. He called out, I think, Grant Dawson and someone else in the lightweight division. Get him ranked. It's true, man. He said if Mason Jones had won the fight, he'd get a ranked opponent. So I want a ranked opponent. Give me Grant Dawson. Fuck it, bro. Give him Grant Dawson. I think he wins this shit, man. I don't know how his grappling is. I'll have to watch some more tape because, again, I didn't do that much tape study for this card. I really did not care. But I think I would take Medeiros definitely in the striking in that fight. Now, as for fucking Mason Jones, by the way, forgot to say, Medeiros mentioned that his brother died and then went on to plug his IG and like barely mentioned it. I know people deal with grief in different ways, but he said, my brother died. He said that like saying, I quit my job last week, or, I had a good training camp. Like, he said it so casually. I hope he's okay. Shout out to him and his family. Shout out to the Medeiros family. All right. Now, Mason Jones. You never got me down, Ray. The way this man got TKO'd, this is what I want to talk about. The way this man got TKO'd was so tough. This might be glazed, but the way this guy got TKO'd was hard as hell, man. He got hit so hard, lasted so long on the feet, kept coming forward, kept swinging forward, and when the ref finally pulled him away, like when the ref finally separated them, said it's over, I was thinking, oh no, man, early stoppage. And then he slumps. He slumps like his upper back, like he leans his upper back up against the fence. Like if that fence wasn't there, he would have been gone. Leans his upper back against the fence, like kind of almost collapses on his side, but stays up, man. You never got me down, Ray. Medeiros put an ass whooping on Jones, but he didn't get him down, all right? Mason Jones had a good win over Axel Sola. Give it another Frenchman, bro. Give him another Frenchie. Give this man Fares Ziam. I don't give a fuck. Watch this fight happen. This is like well-rounded fighter versus finisher. Of course, I know Ziam has finishes on his record. You don't gotta tell me that in the comments. But give me Mason Jones versus Fares Ziam. I don't think he has a fight booked. He's fought somewhat recently. I don't remember on what card. But I don't think he has a fight booked. Give me this guy, Mason Jones. Start building his legend as the French killer, man. The baguette slayer, all right? On to the next fighter. Shamil. My boy. Now, I'd like to apologize formally. Oral Goat fan, if you're in the chat, I'd like to apologize to you, my brother. I underestimated my boy, alright? Or actually, I overestimated Kennedy Nzechukwu. I overestimated his height, actually, because Kennedy Nzechukwu is 6'7". And I was I was going to this fight thinking Gaziev was 6'2" or 6'3". And I'm thinking, okay, Kennedy definitely has a longer reach advantage. This guy's going in it. He's going to go in there. This is not the apex. This isn't a little octagon. He's going to go. He's going to pump his jab. He's going to throw long 1-2s like he did in his fucking... Okay, when he fought Chris Barnett, I knew how that fight was going to go. I literally picked round 1 KO. Shit was so easy to predict. When he's fought like these little short guys, it's so easy for Kennedy and Nzechukwu just to pick him apart at range. For whatever reason, this guy, Kennedy Nzechukwu, cuts off the octagon like a dumbass. Right? Cuts off the octagon, staying in range of Gaziev, and then keeps his hands down by his waist. For what reason, my brother? Literally, you have better cardio than Gaziev. You're gonna outpoint him if you wait to a decision. And we've seen Gaziev over time, if he gets tagged up like he did against Waldo Cortez Acosta, we've seen him crumble. I love Gaziev, and I'm so glad this loss was against Shamil, because, bro, God forbid this shit happens to Kennedy Nzechukwu in front of Sergey Spivak. I would lose my shit, bro. I would crash out on this man so fucking hard. But Gaziev, my boy, so glad to see him get a win. I think he was 2 losses in the hole. Shout out to Oral Goat, the Oral Goat fan, for getting the perfect prediction. Shout out to you. And give him to Delijah. I mean, the heavyweight division is really shallow. Just get this man to fight up. Delijah, I believe, is on a loss. So get this man to fight down. There's really no complexity to the matchmaking in the heavyweight division, because it's all bums, it's all fatties. Shout out to Shamil the GOAT. Got a great win. Kennedy Nzechukwu, you're going to the Shanghai Sharks, bro. I don't know if you guys have seen this like tall ass slender man looking dude dancing on Instagram reels and shit, just like looking over stalls. Like, this is what this guy's using his height for. Kennedy Nzechukwu, you're 6'7". You have lost 3 fights and drawn 1 in your last 4, if I'm not wrong. You are a waste of height, my brother. This is, everyone knows one guy that you've gone to school with, you know, maybe someone in your family, maybe like you all know one guy that's just tall as fuck for no reason, bro. Just tall for no good reason at all. Could have been in the NBA, could have been playing volleyball like Shamil before he was fighting. Bro, could have been doing anything. This motherfucker chooses to look over stalls and keep his hands down in a heavyweight fight. Bro, my brother. Alright? Also, I'd like to tell Kennedy Nzechukwu, it's not mandatory for you to become a blob after you join the heavyweight division. Okay? You can stay lean like you were when you were at light heavyweight. You can be, you know, your weight cut can be a little bit easier, but you're looking blobbed out and you're looking slow. Lock the fuck in, or we're sending you to the Shanghai Sharks to play professional Chinese basketball. Alright? Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about this banger card? Let me know down below. Let me know, you know, what your picks were. What you think of the main event. What a fucking good-ass main event. Shout out to them. And yeah, man, I'm going to go to sleep, bro. It's 5:12 in the morning. Alright? Ciao, ciao.